Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Gotta say a word, keep getting me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody, I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love you. I love you. Goddamn, I love you. I love you.
Hey, pretty Peyton Petty, are y'all ready?
That
Back with your girls,
part.
boo. Back with your girls, Q&E. That part. Oh, pretty and pink, boo. You know, once
Great
again,
part.
great minds think alike. Oh, clock it.
And we don't even really wear pink. That's the funny thing, you guys. It's really funny because we don't even wear pink. But hey, today we want to give you a little brightness, okay?
That part, bring a little brightness to y'all day as usual. A little realness, a little rawness. Y'all know how we do it. Real raw with your girl Q&E. So, wait when we get started, honey. What are you sipping on?
Oh, you guys, I am on doorbell again tonight. And I must have left the bottle somewhere, but I got it in my cup. But I'm on doorbell.
It does that to you sometimes. But here. I'm on the same thing. So, look, I got my shy glassy glass right here. And before we go any further, let me just say tonight, since we on these situationships, though, I went ahead to bring the big 40 out because this is grown women talk right here. Now, y'all can chime in, the little young ones, because we want to live, we want to live everything. Question, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you got to do. Yeah, tune in real quick with the situation. We on that, what we on that trial? That Latasha Daniels versus Tennessee trial?
Yes, ma'am, baby. We come with everything, y'all. So we follow the trial, researched it, we looked it up, and now we're back at a verdict. We just haven't got a sentence. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in real quick and give y'all the tea because I want to hear from y'all because it's just kind of crazy how people mind things, and it's no judgment because everybody's different, and so you should think differently, right? But at some point in your life, I think you need to learn lessons before we get into it. I think you definitely need to learn lessons. And I think you need to also just be real with yourself because when you start lying to yourself, then reality is not reality. You understand? So I just wanted to jump in and say that. So as you can see, we got a little photo up here of the pastor, you guys, and his mistress, Latasha Daniels. So let's jump in and eat because you brought it to my attention. I was excited.
Yeah, let me just give y'all the rundown first in case you guys haven't been watching. Let's just give you a little rough draft or a little quick run through of it. So we got Latasha Daniels, who is the mistress. We got Brodus Perry, who is the pastor. And we have his wife also involved, Miss Tabitha. It looks like they were seeing each other for a couple years. Latasha Daniels was married. She got a divorce from her husband. They now have been seeing each other for 2 years, so I'm not sure when she got the divorce from her husband. However, she worked at the church as like a life group leader. And so she was brought on board eventually by Perry to be a life group leader, which is like a leader that does Bible studies and stuff like that. They ultimately she did his resume, I believe, and they end up separating. They wasn't mad at each other or anything, but he went to a bigger church. I believe she wrote his resume for him to get accepted into that church, and when he got accepted, him and his wife Tabitha moved. This lady had never been at their place, and I believe 2021. This whole thing happened. So
2019.
2019. Okay, 2019. And so the murder trial just took place. The trial just took place, and like she said earlier, sentencing has happened. Sentencing has not happened. That's the only thing. But she has been found guilty of murdering Pastor Brodus and her wife Tabitha. Ended up visiting their home in another state. Ended up shooting him and killing him. Shot the wife once in the midst of that. And and here we are. So that's just a rough draft to get us started about how this is about to go. All right. So you want to go from there and go ahead and give your POV on that, Q?
That part. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. So basically, you guys, we got a pastor that is cheating on his wife with a girl. She came to him wanting couple counsel. So she was married at the beginning when she first met him, right? She was married and she wanted couples counseling, and her husband didn't go, so she went by herself. The first day he came, she said he had his hand in his pockets. And then when she came back the second time, he didn't have his hand in his pocket. So of course she's asking why you don't have your hands in your pockets. And he was like, because I wanted to be a gentleman. And next thing you know, let her tell it. She kissed him. He kissed her right away. And that's how the affair occurred, right? So now, y'all, we got a pastor. She's giving all her business because you're a pastor slash counselor. So I'm telling you everything that's going on with my life, what's happening. She's getting out all the raw stuff, and he's feeding into it, giving her everything that she wants to hear. Next thing you know, you guys, she started giving her the pipe. Okay, she is excited. She's over the moon. She's in love. Let him tell it. Let her tell it, because we only get one side of the story because he's deceased. Rest in peace to your family. Send prayers. I will say what I'm gonna say at the end. But so after that, you guys, he's going on trips. She's meeting him there. She's paying for everything. She's sending him money. She's paying off his debt. Like, she's doing the most, like she's the main chick. Now, I need us women and some men to understand what kind of situation you have. You can't be in a one-way relationship. You understand? That means it's in your head and it ain't real. So that's when you have to deviate what is real, what is not. He gave her a book to tell her, I've been in a group. He said he had started attending a group, which something about pastors can date multiple women and have different women as long as everybody consent. We ain't never heard that in our life, okay?
The name of the book? Ethical Slut. Okay, go ahead.
And he gave her that book to read. Now, let me stop there, because basically, if I know I'm not a damn slut, I'm not reading no damn book about being a slut. Like, I turned on you off. That's not, you don't respect me by giving me that book. But because she didn't see it that way, y'all, she read the book. Okay, got turned out. She in love. She driving 2.5 hours wherever he flies. She flying. He would just only get the room, and she say his request is for her to be naked every time she's in that room. Okay, so let her tell it. The wife knew about it, and then she found out she didn't know about it. Now, again, we have one side of the story. Truthfully, I don't think the wife knew about it. Now, you may have had some type of thoughts in your head, or maybe you're clueless about your marriage, but it's no way you didn't think he wasn't moving funny. He wasn't doing things, because most time people can't juggle two people, especially a real woman and then like a needy woman. You can't juggle two, because you're gonna have to satisfy both of us, and we know sometimes men can't do that. That's why y'all get caught up. I'm sorry to say it like out loud. Some women do too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm saying anybody that cheats, right? Because you can't juggle them. So she fell in love. Y'all, he sent the text. What set it off? He said, hey, I think it's over and done with. We don't run our trial. Stop texting her. After that, he didn't respond. She called, she texts. Before then, they eat lunch. He going to her job. She coming to church. She cooking for him every day. So at this point, when she gets a text, you guys, she feels used and abused, and she feels like she done been ran down. She worthless. Let her tell it. This is the words out of her mouth at the trial. She didn't feel worthy. She felt like a failure because the marriage that she went to counseling for, she found something else other than what she was going to counseling for, okay? And now he done basically stunted on her and told her it was over and done with. So she gets mad and she writes a suicide letter, y'all, to her family. Sad. Yes. And it should be a 1-800-SUICIDE, you guys, if you need any help. We're not making any fun of it, but definitely reach out, get some help, whatever the case may be. Like, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
But in this case, you guys, she wrote the letter. She left and brought a gun, went to a so-called park, because we don't really know if she went to the park. She says she did. That's where
she was going to the park. I don't think she actually ended up arriving. She rode past the park or something.
Okay, so she wasn't killing herself anyway, is what I'm telling you. So she made this story that she went.
She saw that sign.
So she seen a sign and she drove 2.5 hours directly to the pastor. Let her tell it. He was at the cigar bar. They had some words. She was like, yeah, you need to tell your wife about it and all this other stuff. Now, why are you wanting me to tell my wife about anything when I have ended it with you? And I understand you feel the way you feel, and you can, because you were used. But you allowed this. People got to understand, when you allow things to happen, people are gonna do it. And yes, they're not good people for doing it, but you can't get mad at me if you allow me to do what the hell I want to do. I'm sorry. That's messed up, but he's married. So yeah, he messed up, you guys. I'm not on his side. I'm just saying,
for sure,
he didn't deserve to die because he wanted to break off an affair. I think he put his wife in danger, and I'm glad she didn't die because of his action. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Got the gun, came to the restaurant, to the cigar bar. He was like, yeah, I'll meet you there, whatever. Now, how she got the address, you guys, did some research. Before the wife left from the old church, she gave the address to a lot of people at the church. So that's how they knew where they stayed. Yes.
I was wondering that. I missed that part. I'm glad you put that in there. I was wondering, how does she know where that...
Clock that. So she went into the house. She sat there with the wife, talked about just regular stuff. Now, remind you guys, they've been having an affair for over 2.5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, a long time. And she's been going to lunch. They've been playing tennis together. So he's okay with knowing his mistress and his wife is hanging together, and the wife has no idea. But neither here nor there. She goes and talks 20 minutes. Call her husband. Where you at, babe? Got a surprise for you when you get here. Now, I can't tell if he really knew she was there. I don't know if you had that conversation at the cigar bar, because when he came in, he wasn't happy to see you. You understand? So he came in, they talked a little bit, let her tell it, they offer a drink. So then she took the drink.
The wife said the same. That was clarified, but we don't know what happened at that cigar bar because only she's here to tell it.
That part. So they had a little drink. They was like, "Are you sure you're gonna drive home? Because if not, we got to clear out the bed with the clothes on there." And
he was like that.
Yeah, that's what he said. So she was like, "No, I'm able to drive." She was like, "But the things that the conversation they had at the cigar bar before she got to the house, it wasn't occurring, and he wasn't talking." So she thought he literally was gonna tell his wife, "I'm sleeping with her, or we all gonna sleep together."
We're gonna be housewives.
Sister wives. Yeah. So the husband, she was like, "All right, I'm about to go." The mistress, Latasha Daniels, wanted the pastor to walk her out, and he was like, "Nah, my wife gonna do it." And she was mad, y'all. That took her over the top. And she looked back and was like, "No, like, you're gonna do it." He was like, "Nah, she gonna do it." All I know is she said she can remember she was in the kitchen and in the gun, but we found out later on both her and the wife was outside, and she shot the husband inside the house. The wife tried to run in and shield him, which I heard her say that on the stand, which I'm a little confused about, but neither here or there. He shielded her. She chilled and got shot by accident. It grazed her. And then the mistress told her, Latasha Daniels, "Get out the way. He broke my heart," and emptied her whole clip and reloaded it. Then the wife eventually left and found help outside. The lady was still in the house the whole time. Y'all waited on until the police came. Wouldn't even put the gun down at first. So then that's where we're at. She went to trial, got found guilty of second-degree murder, and also felony assault, reckless endangerment. Sorry, correct that. First-degree reckless endangerment. So that's what happened. And I just want to understand, like, how did she even think what it was it wasn't? Because you can be in love with somebody and be in lust and feel like this person is giving you everything. But when you sit back and look at it, what are you really getting? That's in your head. That's what you want. You're making excuses every time something come up. Nah, it's okay. I mean, he gonna come to my office and eat anyway. Why y'all can't go out to eat without having a third party? Because she's admitting they have got together, you guys. But it's always been a third party in the picture if they wasn't on a trip together. You understand? So he's never took her to no Roof Chris, no Del Frisco's, no Sullivan, no, none of that without her being alone. You understand? No holidays, no, like, none of that, you know? So, I mean, what do you think her head was in?
I really can't even begin to think because, I think, like I said, I got a 40 shot glass tonight because I'm thinking with this right here. And I've been there and I've done it. And I think I think along the line, I'm not gonna say it's just loneliness though. It's like I think some women are defined by their man, and I mean, but at the end of the day, you do come to a pastor or a mentor or someone bigger, or you go and pray in your Bible and everything like that. And I'm gonna say this, because you went to church. When people go to church, they go to find God. You know what God gives you? He gives you peace. He gives you resolve. He gives you answers. If you listen to God and you really go for God. But session number 2, you stop going for God clearly. Session number 2.
That
Now, that's
part.
only 1, 2. That's 2 sessions.
You was already on him. You was already on him.
You was hawking him out like predator and prey. And like, we get what we get. But like you said, everybody know what it is in the beginning. And then so she told him everything, all her weaknesses. If he's a manipulative person or a narcissist, guess what he does? He takes that and he uses it against her in the most productive way for himself as possible. And that's what he did. But he didn't hide anything. Everything was on the forefront. He was very honest with her. She knew not to speak to him in public unless he acknowledged her.
Hello?
She knew to be naked when he hit the room. She created her own monster. I'm not gonna say created her own monster. That was her morals. That's what she wanted. She didn't have much. I mean, that was where her confidence was at, her self-esteem. But at the end of the day, when you stop loving God and putting God first in your life, because somewhere she stopped putting God first in her life.
That part.
I don't want to make it all about God, because I'm very spiritual now. I'm no saint now. But once you give somebody that kind of power, it's over for someone. It's like a target. It's like not good. Like you have to give God first. You have to. And if she was giving God first, that would have never happened.
Never.
You see, that's how the enemy works. But I'm just saying, like I said, for her to be paying for everything, you got a divorce. You're paying for everything. You know this man belongs somewhere else from the door. It can't end well. It can't end well. Leave people alone. And that be the thing, because really at the end of the day, maybe you thought you could just handle this and walk through life. But somewhere in your head, did you really think he was going to ever leave his wife that knew not a clue about you, that asked in the court, what relationship? What are y'all talking about? What are you talking about? A sister wife. I mean, you look really stupid. And now he's gone and your ass is gone. And you got kids out here. So that's why I say to any woman, married, single, divorced, I don't care. Put your kids first. Like, put your kids first. Because you know who's going to have your back in the end. You know who's probably going to be writing them letters to you? It's your kids. So, like, stop putting so much energy into a man before you put it into God, before you put it into yourself. Because that's what we differ at. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way that I'm going to be reading, like you said, oh, do I want to be the ethical slut? Then I'm going to read the ethical slut book. I don't want that book. Nobody going to hand me that book. You know what I'm saying? I understand people get hypnotized and everything else. But you know what I'm saying? We've talked to people that even disagree. And because we have our agrees and disagrees here in this situation. But for the most part, we agree that she was out of line. They both kind of, we ain't going to say got what they deserve, because it's really a tragedy all the way around for the families. Yeah. But at the end of the day, karma just has a way of full circle. The wife found out every single thing in the matter of, he talked to the girl for 20 minutes. She didn't get a thing. She got nothing until the husband got there, until they got outdoors, because the conversation was not had before. The conversation was not had before. So with that said, do you want to invite our guest in and see if she's ready to talk?
Yeah, because I want to hear a different opinion, like what people think. Absolutely. Guess, are you there? Pretty Patty?
Hi, I am here. Okay. I think people should stop playing with people's feelings. Everything that feels good and tantalizing, like, he a pastor, right? There's something that says count the cost. Yeah. Sometimes you got to count the cost. He ended up paying something. He paid more than he probably thought he was going to have to pay. He thought he was getting something free, but it wasn't free. It had a cost attached. It was just a delayed payment. And you know, it's easy to be like, well, she's stupid and she should have known this or that. But a lot of people who know better, the reason they know better is because they've been through some old crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? They've had those moments. Maybe she wasn't like that. I don't think she was right for shooting the guy. I don't. I think she's mental. We can say she's not, but she's mental. And you got to quit playing with people's emotions. She probably waking up thinking about that man all day, thinking about that man. Ain't no telling what has been built in her head, her belief system, right?
Right.
And you see people go crazy when they find out. Not being funny, I saw a lot of people go crazy. A lot of white people had a hard time looking at what's my man with the knee on the neck, George Floyd. I remember my neighbor was like, "What is going on?" Because she white, she couldn't contemplate that a white person would do that, but a black person didn't bat an eye because they know that's where to go. So in this case, I don't know. I just feel like I feel a little sorry for the wife. You know, I looked up the book, The Ethical Slut. It's actually written by a couple of gay women. You know, it don't even have anything to do. It talks about polyamory. It doesn't even talk about a side chick. It talks about relationships that have more than one person in it, as if the wife would be aware in everything. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what he wanted from her. Yeah, that's what he wanted from her.
Yeah, he wanted to try to introduce. And like you say, we can't speak negatively of the deceased. So it appears, though, that he may have wanted to introduce that. That book was the authors who wrote that book. I don't know if y'all remember, it was a movie called Indecent Proposal with a lady named Demi Moore back in the day. When a man said, if I give you $1 million, can I sleep with your wife? And the wife and the husband made a decision. Yeah, she gonna go sleep with him. They was never right. They never got back right after that. The money didn't keep them together. Nothing made them stay right. But that's where that book actually was sparked from.
Wow.
As far as the lady, you know, I have background working in different things in healthcare with mental health and stuff like that. I understand. That doesn't mean I think it's right or I want it in my life, but I understand how somebody emotionally can be so fixated that nothing brings their attention out of it. You know, it's like, just picture when somebody is hot and you trying to calm them down and they ain't trying to hear you. She was living in a state of hotness. You know,
I mean, this is 2 years of sitting in the pastor and the pastor's wife's church every single day.
Yeah, but I hear that. And that's 2 years of looking it dead in your face. But she went in there for counseling. And this is why there's such harsh laws for like therapists and psychiatrists and stuff to get involved with their clients and with their patients. Because when you're in a position of authority, you know, I don't know. She could have just been jealous. She could have been just a hater because they had a good life and he went on without her. She was a hater and she was jealous looking at that every day.
I don't think any of us think that. I think she thought she was in love and she was in lust.
Yeah.
Okay. It could have been lust, dilemmas. It could.
I mean, it was definitely lust for him to want her to be his little slut because he had his love right there. His love didn't know anything about she know nothing. He telling this girl, yeah, I'm gonna introduce her eventually. But he never introduced it to the wife ever. The wife don't know nothing about that.
I don't think he asked her to be a slut. I think he probably told her, hey, I want you to read this book because it's about polyamory. And probably said, don't get stuck on the title because lesbians wrote the book. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
That's what I'm saying. He was.
But you gotta also come. I mean, and don't get it twisted. I will say maybe a little mental in her because she looks a little, you know, thrown. But I'm gonna keep it 100 as well. Even being mental, she went into something knowing he was a married man. She was a married woman. You got something from a married man that you wanted that you was not getting from your husband. And it's been a long time since you felt that way. So sometimes, guess what? You pick that good girl in the back seat. And now you don't stepped up into who you are and who you want to become. Now, you didn't think you was going to do all of that. Y'all, my light is shining on me. Guys, let me know.
It be like that because you speaking facts. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying, like, just in reality, I just really feel like she definitely was hurt. She been through a lot of things in life and people childhood and things that people go through. I think it does play on how they think and how they move and things like that, because I know a lot of women that does. But I will say that sometimes we got to take responsibilities though, because if she had enough love that she had for him, for herself, she wouldn't even been in that situation feeling like you can go to a wife's house. You understand? So she should have had enough love for herself. Everyone loved to throw out, I love myself, but you wouldn't be in certain situations, baby girl, if you did. I mean,
and so while we got the caller on the phone, I want to change it though. So caller, say for instance, you're all natural. You have dreaded hair. You do not wear nails. You do not go get your eyebrows done. You do not wear eyelashes. And all of a sudden, maybe your husband is having a work function. He wants you to go get lashes. He wants you to go get bundles. He wants you to alter your whole appearance into. Do you?
I don't know. It depends. I mean, if he's my husband and it's a work function, I would look at it just as if I was going to a ball, and so we did it for that one day. I wouldn't think, because I'm not changing. First off, it's his circle, it's his function. I'll go sit in a place and get my hair done and get my nails and all that done. Yes, I would go and do that, because that don't really have nothing to do with me. It's just like, okay, if that's the worst thing my husband asked me to do. Now, if he asked me to go under the knife and get surgery, we're going to talk about something. No, that's a lifetime thing. But I can take the makeup and the lashes off tomorrow. So that wouldn't be
you said tomorrow, so I can respect that in a marriage. But if he wanted, that's how he wanted you to look from then on. He liked that look, and he likes it on
I don't know. Then he probably shouldn't have got with me. Because here's the deal. This is how I think of it. If he's asking me to do that because that's what he likes, well, did you like that when you got married? And if he didn't, if he didn't like it when he get married, I really ain't gonna do it, because what if I do all this and in 5 more years your likes change again? Now, if you did like it when you got married, why did you marry me if I wasn't what you wanted? Those are things that reside with him, not with me. So no.
Okay, I got a question then. Why did it have to take 3 times for you to come to that last decision? Because to me, that would have automatically came first at the beginning. If you want, I get my nails done. I don't wear weave. I don't get my eyebrows waxed. So once you ask me to do those things, guess what? That's no longer me. That's no longer Q. So at this point, who did you marry? What did you want? Why was you with me? I would have automatically had to come and say that. Because if you ask a man to, hey, I can't tell you to grow your thing longer. So guess what? I got to accept what you got. So guess what? I have to, you need to accept me from the beginning like I accept you. If you want me to change my appearance, that means you already have some issues, or you want me to look like something that you want. And if that's the case, we shouldn't have never even got together from the beginning.
Okay, I don't see it that way. I understand what it is you're saying, but I don't see it that way. Because first off, nobody is the same on the day they get married as when they, all of us grow over life. Life helps us. But growing is not the same as being all the way different. So if it's an event, I mean, just think about work banquets, Christmas parties, stuff like that. If I ain't got a problem doing that for like one day.
I understood the one day, but you also said, if this is how he wants me to look moving forward, then maybe he married the wrong person, is what you said.
Yeah, we got to look at that. We got to look at that. Because why am I going to go under the needle? What if you change your mind again? That stuff, those things... Listen, people can say,
well, that's not for you. That's for him. And that's the problem where we get things messed up. Yeah. You should do things for you, especially when it comes to altering yourself. If you believe in natural hair, why the hell do you have bundles in your hair? If you believe, hey, I shouldn't do a blood transfusion, why are you getting a blood transfusion? If you believe that, hey, my lashes look beautiful as they are, why would you let a man con you into getting big bold eyelashes? If you want that girl, just go find that girl. I mean, it's how I would feel.
Respectfully, though. This is why I place accountability at his feet before hers. He knew what he was doing, period.
I agree.
He knew he had somebody with that.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew he had somebody who was looking for acceptance. And he knew he was using this person.
He did. And
he did all of that work, not just sexual work.
But she loved it so much how he was doing her in the bedroom that she couldn't get rid of him. So
yeah, but she also put her life into him outside the bedroom. You guys said something about writing resumes, helping him level up in life. She
but these
invested
are
in this
things she had
man.
to do to be a part of his life, pretty much. Though, if she wasn't doing nothing, she wasn't getting no time and attention. And like Quita said, like she was not getting none by herself. None.
You know what? One time, and I don't think this man is this, but I remember somebody telling me while she was doing my hair one day, and she said something about medium ugly. I don't think people are medium ugly, but they can be medium ugly inside, or they can think that they're medium ugly. But the conversation was, when a woman gives all of that to somebody, a man who don't even think he deserves it, or she sees him better than he sees himself, she has created a monster, you know, because now he think he just like the cat's meow, and he began to ask for some crazy stuff and do the most. If he couldn't get into those places without her, she probably saw what he could be in her mind, and even better than his, because he knew he wasn't nothing, but she probably saw him as something. And so I don't know. I place accountability.
I think he was fairly smart. Now we got to give him this. He was a pastor and all that before he met her. Now I think she may have had something to do with that one resume that moved him up to that bigger church one time. But you know, it's not an overnight thing being a pastor. So I'm not gonna give all this credit to her.
Pastors to pimps. Now I'm
gonna say he's very intelligent. I'm gonna say he knew what he was doing. I don't know that from the door, but I know when he got her story and they got in that office, he probably knew exactly how he was gonna get her and what he was gonna do, and he probably didn't know she had anything. But once he found out she had something to give, he was ready for that. Because you heard about the $2,500 bike, he was mad at her because she didn't buy that. She went and bought her one. And he got mad because she wouldn't buy him one. That's how spoiled. Right. That's the monster she has created, though.
That's also indication that this man is abusive. You can't always see what you can see. He probably was a covert narcissist.
He's not even your man.
But he probably still felt like she should have got it.
He's not even your man, ma'am.
But he got mad at her for it. So he felt like he was entitled to that. I think those are my thoughts.
But I guess when you put people before you is what she's saying, though. Nobody don't come like it's God then me. You feel me? So I can't pit another man like a person ahead of me before like God first then me. So I have to take care of my feelings, my heart, my mental, my physical, like working out, like when I can, when I can't. Like I have to put all of that on me. So I just think in reality, I just think she should have just been like, I mean, we could say it all day and everything. He played her and she fell into it. Because I think when you mess with somebody that's a married man, I don't care how delusional you are, you knew he wasn't yours. He was never probably going to be.
Because it was built on deception.
Yeah, because I could see if y'all was right and then he cheated on you and then he was never yours.
Yeah, so, I hear you. I agree. I do, but I do place accountability on him. I'm not saying she doesn't have accountability, her too, but I place more accountability on him, even though she shot the gun.
I do. I feel like they both got it. You can't play stupid and then play victim at the same time. I can't feel that from you.
I feel sorry for the church members and the wife.
I feel sorry for the wife because
they both have disrespected the church and the wife. They both have.
They both have, but the wife is the most important person to me out of this whole thing. You shot somebody that didn't even know what was going on, and you knew she did not know. So, with that being said, why didn't you shoot him at the cigar bar if you swept down? You stopped there first. That should have been your first goal. But no, guess what? People make themselves feel better. So, her telling the wife was going to make her feel better because she thought that was going to be all tell. But he also told her if she's not with the sister wives, then it's gonna be over anyway. So why would you go to the house to see? Let me see what she gonna say. That ain't psycho. That ain't mental or none of that. Guess what? That's selfish.
That's selfishness. And they don't want you, and now you want to.
But it still is mental. It's mental. Mental people can be selfish too.
Yeah, but she was saying she knew what she was doing. She was saying.
She knew what she was doing, sitting up in that lady house swinging, talking about tennis, though. And
what if she was gonna kill the wife too? But God don't play about his, and maybe the wife wasn't living foul and just her prayer life. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's exactly what was going on.
She might have been prayed up.
Prayer right there.
She ain't want to kill the wife, y'all.
She didn't want to kill the wife, but the wife still, she wasn't going to kill, she didn't want to kill the wife.
She wanted him. And when he told her she's going to walk you out, that automatically, guess what? He's no longer going to tell her. He's no longer putting me first. He broke up with me through a text. That ain't psycho.
That's the end.
That's delusional. That's, you went into your mind and thought it was going to be something. No, you thought it was going to be something. You telling yourself more than what it is. You have to be real with yourself. This man is not yours. He will never be yours.
She tried to kill herself in a hotel room.
She probably did tell herself that, and then she got so mad over all the lies he'd ever said to her that she fixated. She fixated, y'all.
Yeah, that was psycho in her head, though, but that don't make her mental. That was psycho in her head. That wasn't mental.
Psycho is mental.
I mean, okay, well, that's mental. Well, she went, I don't think it was like chemical balance. I think she told herself some lies, and guess what? It didn't live out to be what she thought it was going to be. That's what that was. I don't think it was like, oh my God, I hear noises and things like that. No.
Which is why you can't be playing in people's face. Think about how many men have said, if I can't have you, nobody can have you.
But now people do play in people's face. But people do play in people's face, and what are you going to do about it? Because people do play in people's face. Like,
well, I understand in her case, she
can't be playing in people's face. Because I do feel that. I completely feel that. I've been there. So I feel that. But people play in people's face. That's what they do every day.
All day.
Yeah. So like, what are you going to do with that when it does come? When they come playing in your face? Because it's going to happen. Unfortunately, this is the world we live in. These are the people in this world.
This is the part about being lonely, though, too. You got to hope that you have people around you who love you enough to say, no, at the beginning, no, that ain't going to happen. You got to have people around you who will say, hey, they ain't going to never leave their spouse. You know what I'm saying? She probably didn't have that. Hopefully. Or she had to keep it a secret, so all she had was her mind because she couldn't even tell nobody.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
It's crazy.
Hopefully. That is crazy.
Back with the verdict, y'all. He got found guilty. So I'm ready for the verdict. I believe in the death penalty, but they not giving it to her. She didn't get first degree murder. So she might get 60 years or so. She won't never get out of jail.
She didn't get first degree because he was a pastor, y'all. Y'all looking at it as two different people. He was in a position of authority.
I don't agree with the first degree. She's dead because you can go into a passion shooting. I don't think she should get first degree. And because she is definitely head over heels in love or twisted, whatever way you want to look at it, he's not like that for her. Never been. But she is like that for him. And he created that monster. She was probably already had it in her, but
that was some steal, kill, destroy stuff.
Yeah.
Again, I hated for the people who was in his flock, who believed him to be a man of integrity. You know what I'm saying? Now they're going to be looking at everybody different. They looking at all the other pastors who ain't done nothing, but they like, what you really doing?
Yeah.
How can it not cross your mind though? If I'm
his wife. Period.
All right. Well, it's pretty petty with your girl Q&E. What y'all got some last minute touch-ups on that? Because that's really deep. That's really deep that you're driving from state to state, and you say, it's really deep. It's really deep. You know, and like y'all said, we got to start reaching out to people in institutions and stuff. Do you know any that they can reach out to if they feeling suicidal or homicidal or?
Please Google it. We're in different areas. I'm not really for sure, but
yeah, there's a suicide hotline I know about. I don't know it right offhand, but maybe y'all can put it somewhere like in the comments or something like that. But they do have groups. It's most of the people who are predatory like this, which is why I'm giving him credit too. I'm not exonerating her, but they look at who they preying on. He was a predator, guys. He was a pastor, but he was a predator.
And
now he could have just been caught up in lust. It's all allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that he wants this to be a bunch of women in that book that he gave her to read, it kind of does put him in that bracket. If this is a one-time deal, I probably could give him a halfway of a pass, though. But this ain't the first time. This ain't the last, and she wasn't the first woman or the last woman. The other one ain't coming forward, though.
That's crazy. It makes me think of Sister Wives. It was his last one, but it ain't this. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Thank y'all for letting me come on and talk and, participate in this discussion.
Thanks for joining. This was really good, guys. Hit the bell, like, subscribe, question, comment, Q. What you got for us?
Pretty Paid and Petty, man. We keeping it real. So tap in. You gotta catch the next one. I'm telling you, it's fire. Period.
It will be. Clock it.
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it.